I think you should find tons of articles on the internet that talk about the value of freshening up or good signage on conversion to in-store traffic. Like literally I would type in better sign in in-store, and then green screen. Hey, have you had the same sign? Have you had the same window signs? Have you had the same buy two, get two free banner on your pole for 9 years? Like this article says, if you change your core offering on your main outdoor advertising, every quarter, your business goes up 31%. I'm the Long Island side guy. That can crush.
Attention is the #1 asset.
How are things?
Good.
Good.
We were downstairs at the desk when you walked by.
Oh yeah?
You literally walked by.
Yeah, sorry.
Excited.
How's your week?
Good, very good.
Awesome.
Long week by the time it gets to Fridays.
Good.
I'm excited about this. Very excited.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait. I'm excited about this as well. Really excited to focus and listen and try to provide you as much value as possible.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Why don't I do some listening?
Okay.
I'm sure you gave some thought to like what you wanted to discuss or get out of this.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
Would love to zero in on that a little bit.
Well, so I'm going to start really just recent so I've been doing social media, a lot of posting. We do paid advertising. I've got a guy who does my paid advertising. And
Internally or externally?
externally,
How much do you spend a month?
$1,000 a month.
Respect.
So does really well. All of our business growth is from it. But what I see more than anything, and I do a decent amount of posting, not a lot.
On the organic side.
On the organic side, decent amount.
Educate me on that number. What platforms, how many?
TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, not as much, and just started, since you've been pushing LinkedIn, just started doing some posts on LinkedIn. And
YouTube Shorts?
YouTube Shorts, really started getting into YouTube Shorts. I've had a YouTube.
The reason I like YouTube Shorts is that if you title them like "Need a sign for my store" or like whatever, we'll get into those details. YouTube Shorts, YouTube's the second biggest search engine in the world.
Yep.
So like whereas a lot of this stuff is kind of like running a commercial, like if people happen to see it, YouTube lasts longer. Something to think about. So you get both. But keep going.
Well, so a lot of what I've been doing when I first started was literally standing in front of buildings that we were doing. Hey, we just put up this sign. Yeah, I was doing a lot, and getting.
What's the Instagram account?
At Long Island Sign Guy. TikTok and Instagram are probably the most active of the two.
Makes sense. Go ahead.
So a lot of it is that, and I started to add the educational business, local business marketing, local business, things that are going on that I see. What I've really seen is I walk into a client now, someone tracks me down on Instagram, whether they do a lead through paid or just my organic. I walk in and it's like the deal's done.
Of course. You've already built brand.
I've never...
You're not in sales anymore when you do this. It's why you buy a Ralph Lauren or a Polo, like it's already done.
It's done.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think the thing right away that I'm excited about, I asked the team, we just got it. I'm gonna give you one of the first copies.
Thank you.
I'm excited for you to read it. Like right away, the thing that I'm most excited about with you leaving here is getting great at it. Let's say we were talking about health and wellness right now and not business. You would say, you know what? I started eating a little bit better and going to the gym. I'm like, that's good. And you're like, I want bigger muscles for my wife. I'm like, okay. Well, I've come to learn in the last 10 years, there's a proper way to do hammer curls. And then there's the way that now, occasionally when I'm traveling with Mike and we have to go to an Equinox or something, and I see all these characters doing workout, I'm like, wow, they don't do it right. They're like swinging. Like, I now know what it is. That's what I see here. A lot of what, like your last 12 posts in a row on Instagram, all of them not best practices. First second of the video. Like, so for example,
a customer sent to me the other day.
This one, which I like actually. I think this could be a very good format for you. Just like drop, and I like that. I'd like you to keep your eyes on the road a little bit, but
we're in traffic. It's Long Island. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, I get it. Trust me, I know. I don't know what the behind the scenes views are, or reach, but 8 likes, 2 comments, couple tweaks, and just like to use those because I can see them. Let's say they got 1,000 reach. You'll pull it up. It's going to be really cool. Like that's going to be something we're going to focus on. And honestly, I'm incredibly obsessed for us to. Thank you. I'm incredibly obsessed.
So everything.
This is TikTok.
Yeah, Instagram's right next to it if you close it. but they're all repetitive, and
This is a big part of what I'm excited about.
He's not afraid to be on camera, which I know.
Clearly,
like, I've listened to you, and like you're like so many people are afraid to be on camera, and you're like you do
That's not him.
He's so
That's
not
not
afraid
him.
to be on camera.
Yeah.
There's a couple of different things I'm thinking about. A lot of different things I'm thinking about. So one, it's important to me, given how gracious you've been to my dad, that this isn't the only value we bring. So one of the reasons I wanted Sid and Carly to be here is I want to focus on as much as I can give you that I think is uniquely, maybe not uniquely me because they know me so well, but I'm going to give you what I got, and then they're going to do some follow-up with you as well, so that we can really refine down to best practices. I want to talk about
30 minutes right after this.
beautiful,
Yeah.
and then and depending on how much
And
you
we have
accomplish,
more, we have more.
amazing.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know this. I'm very hot on the local mayor thing. People always talk about like it not working. You know, I get a lot of that feedback, but then I get the occasional feedback where it really works, and it just becomes a game of the same thing. Are you good at it?
Yeah.
So one of the things that I think about when you're the Long Island sign guy is business development with other businesses that don't need your sign. So let me explain. What's the most famous deli in the town that you live in, or closest town, or pizza shop, or restaurant, or something, or ice cream shop, or something? Give me anything.
In the town we live in,
Robke's.
Robke's is a big
Great.
restaurant on the.
Great. I'd like you to do content with the owner of Robke's, outside of Robke's, where it's very visual, where people know it's like, you know, one of the things if you look at the ads Brandon's doing for Wine Library right now, that first
I see it.
second's, that first second's everything.
Yeah.
You can imagine if you're going through the stream, if you could see the big Robke's sign, if you guys are standing outside, you're just going to get a lot more awareness. Go ahead.
Well,
See if
so-
I have something.
Before I got into the sign business, right before I decided I'm going to try to do this, and I started something called Meet Long Island. And the idea was just I was going to interview business people on Long Island, nothing else.
Yep.
And then the format became long, and I sort of dropped it. But now my day is spent. Literally, I go in, talk to you about your sign for 5 minutes, and then it's 20 minutes I'm growing you on your business. I love talking about the businesses. So I talk to business owners all day long.
Are you filming that?
No.
Good.
But that's
That's what we're going to do.
that's what we've been trying to figure out a way, because these guys would all talk to me.
It's also going to set up your post this career. If you do this well, you'll do consulting when you guys move wherever the fuck you want to move after this. If you do this well, it will significantly grow your current business, but being known as, you know, as a business consultant, it's my trajectory.
Yeah.
I did it for wine, but obviously being a business strategist like leads to, I mean, I could, you know, obviously where I'm at, I could like hang it up and just go to Florida and like be on a Zoom a couple hours a day and live a very, very nice life. I think that's great. If you're actually doing that, then we need to go ham on that.
That is my day, all day.
I think we need to get a kid to film you from Long Island. I think we need to get you into much better practices. And then what I think we need to spend the rest of the time with me on is macro strategies of things that are sustainable that can get you content. So, signs. So obviously you do the building sign. I'm obviously aware of that.
Yep.
Any, all signs or just big building signs?
Anything from print,
Go to the lowest products.
banners, yard signs. Someone walks in and they want yard signs for their power washing business, we'll make them 50 yard signs.
Got it. They just stick in people's yards.
Put a sticky
Right.
yard. So we do banners for schools, for anybody. We'll wrap the inside of a building, walls, all your wall vinyl. We do all that.
What about the outside stuff that's like sticky? That's
All the
weatherproof?
glass,
All right,
all the vehicle, all the graphics on buildings. Yeah, it's all vinyl. It's all the same sort of vehicle wraps. Yesterday afternoon, a customer of mine calls up, and we've gone and put some vehicle graphics on his truck, and he goes, "I just got a new cement mixer." I'm like, "All right, I'll come by." He's like, "I'll bring it to you." So there's a cement mixer on the side of the building that my guys are wrapping it. I think they're all excited to play with the cement mixer more than anything.
From the business model standpoint, what is the best things to sell? The bigger the project, the more the margin?
No, vinyl.
Great.
Vinyl is the highest
Educate me
margin.
on that.
So vinyl is, so you don't have any, but the door graphics, your dots on your door, someone put those dots there, and those little dots, and sometimes where there's,
Are you making a lot of content around vinyl?
No, not as much as we should.
Yep.
So in the shop, we'll fabricate, we'll print all that, we'll cut it, we'll lam it, we'll get it ready for the installers to go
Let's
in.
talk about the shop.
Okay.
So are you aware of what's going on with live streaming where people are just streaming the mundane. Is there an opportunity? I know it won't be you. It might be people on your
It'll be
team.
me sometimes.
It'll be
Sometimes
you
I'll be down.
as
Yeah,
well.
we're back in
Is
there.
that an opportunity?
Yeah, we've set up the GoPro at the end of the table, and just like on fast forward, he's put videos together of doing all the shop work.
There's nothing that happens that you're concerned about or anything, like you'll be able to live stream it? Because obviously GoPro, you're in control of post-production.
Yeah.
Live is live, right?
Yeah. No, there's no.
Okay, you're making notes?
It's kind of
There's just kind of like this, what I would call professional ASMR porn that people just like. They're just like watching voyeurism, like people just like background noise, like it's wild.
yeah.
You'd be
As long as you interact with it too. Like,
Yeah,
if you have questions,
that's right.
Like, oh,
You've gotta
how much
talk
does
to-
that cost, or like,
Yeah.
how long does this take to do for one client? Like,
And you can
people
do
will
it.
ask those type of questions.
That's right.
And you can do it in bursts. Like you don't have to like constantly look.
Right.
Like you can be like, I'm gonna answer in 15 minutes. Coming back in 15 to answer. Like
And we don't have to go live 24/7.
No.
We don't have to go live the whole day because what usually happens in our shop
course.
is we've got guys in and out all day.
course.
We've got the shop can be open and nobody in it for 4 hours, and then all of a sudden for 3 hours it's
Of course, bustling.
all over the place. It goes back and forth. Bless you. And so as long as we could absolutely. There's nothing going on there that's
No, like privacy issues. or anything.
no.
What else? I've got other ideas, but I just want to make sure I don't.
I
suck up the oxygen.
I've looked at because everything I focused on is Long Island. Right, everything I focused on is Long Island. So I see a lot of the local.
Would you rebrand to Tri-State sign guy?
We could. There's issues working in the city outside,
Makes sense.
licensing permits. I
Makes
can do
sense.
anything inside. It's not going to go outside. So we've avoided Queens, Brooklyn for now.
Makes sense.
So it's just a pain. It's a pain in the neck. And then you've got and Long Island. I mean, it's big.
It's massive.
We've got 3.7 million people. I think is so it's a ton of business.
It can keep you busy for a
Keep
while.
me busy for a while.
Respect.
Yeah. And
What's the competitive landscape look like?
a few big players and a ton of different names. Big Apple Printing. They're all they're Marcus's Universal. They're all, but the big guys are 5 and 10 million. Even there's a big Sinorama that's probably a $10 million company. But the real landscape is the million guys that have work out of their truck, work out of the garage, or have $300,000 shops. That's the big landscape.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
That's the big one because they don't have overhead. They don't have insurance. They go out and they just, I'll do that for half the price. And that's the big landscape. And it's not just there's one guy running around doing that. There's everybody. Everybody that works for me used to own a sign company. They all used to own sign companies. That's the landscape.
Interesting.
That's exactly what it is. But none of them, we get a ton of, this guy, the guy that I said about the concrete truck, he's a customer. We took care of him. And he literally said, I got a new truck and pulled his cement truck. Said, I need it wrapped because I can't take it out on the road. And it's probably a $100,000 truck. And he said, I need it wrapped now. I need the graphics. I need my DOT numbers on it. So he just pulled it up and he said, just get this done. So we build the customer relationships. Small guys don't have that. The little guys that are working out of their trucks or working out of the garages don't have that opportunity. But the only other thing I'll say is I got into this a year and a half ago. And I had been in internet marketing for 20 years. Mostly I had a security software company, email marketing, just that type, and I was done. Search.
Affiliate.
Yeah, all affiliate. I had a big email marketing. I used to own a security software company.
Direct mail?
No direct mail. And I just, we played around with some social media, but not a lot of fun going around with security software. There's not a lot to do.
No.
There's not a lot to do.
And you know this, like, social's hard.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually hard. That's why it's so lucrative. It has all the attention.
Yep.
Back to a bunch of guys running around with 300K, you're competing with the whole world. Yeah. Literally, actually.
Yeah.
Actually. And, like, the book I just wrote is like a textbook. Like, I was bored reading it in my booth. I'm like, because it's gotten hard, but it's so lucrative when it's right. The fact that you wake up every morning and one post can drive your business in perpetuity, that's bananas.
That's ridiculous.
It's like there's never been anything like it.
It is.
You know? That's why I like a little bit of the local stuff. Like, to me, I'm trying to think of like what could hit the psyche of all of Long Island, and I think it's Long Island institutions. Or, I don't like politics, but like, I assume those politicians that put the lawn signs on, they have to make signs.
Yeah.
There's, mine went there. Then I'm just trying to think about like where and what and how.
Well, so a buddy of mine owns, a guy I used to work with for a while, owns LA in a Minute, which is, I don't know if you've ever seen it, it's a TikTok channel, it's all LA.
Yep.
And he does, now he's gotten to the point where he's left his job. He does,
Yep, I know
he
it.
interviews.
Big people now.
Yeah, now he interviews, and that's what he does. And I just, you always talk about doing something you're passionate about. I don't know if I like talking to business people about business.
Yeah,
I
I think you have a home run. I think yours is exactly what you said. Like, if you're going to be there for 25 minutes, get content out of it. And once you understand, if you're, again, back to that was a restaurant, right, that you mentioned? Yeah. If you do that at like the counter, and it's you in the first second of like the image, if it's, like when you look at something like that, it's, like you're dead already. The people are gone.
And I thought that was
I think it's cool too. By the way, I think it's cool too. Sid will tell me, he's been here with me the whole run. Many of my favorite moves don't work anymore, or never worked.
Yeah.
This is why I'm excited. But anyway, back to the restaurant. I need like the wine library thing, right? Like that's great because I saw, and obviously I know wine library, but I think that you and that owner, this one again is also hitting it. Basically that for the right 25 institutions.
That being the thumbnail.
That being the thumbnail and the first second, and maybe the quick inside joke, you go right into it. Like the hedgehog, right, everyone? Like, this is Long Island lore, right? Like
That's it.
That's it. Because then you could start creating mass awareness, right? And so there's just like, I'm just thinking about you could do this and that, and one quote from an interaction, 25 minutes. Have you thought about putting a root beer fountain in? Oh, that's a good idea. That's your business. Like, I just think it's a volume game.
Yeah.
And best practice, quality and quantity ratio is how I talk about it now. Obviously, if you post 4 times a day and they're all bad, then they're all bad. Yeah. But if you post 4 times a day and you understand core principles and you have a couple go-to moves and you've created a system that creates content, now you got something.
Yeah, the people that I talk to that see my videos are a lot of the same people over and over again. And I realize that because
I think there's a couple things that, let's go ahead, I want you to.
Well, I'm not getting I'm not getting the distribution.
And what I think is probably happening is your paid media buyers probably going on reach and frequency in a short area.
He's just focusing Ness on Suffolk.
That's
all. Well,
that's all you want, right?
That's all I want. Everything is Ness on Suffolk County.
Do you have any idea how he's doing his media? Or are you kind of like letting him do his thing?
What do you mean how he's doing it?
Is he targeting Hispanics who are 40 to 50 in Suffolk County, and your first piece of content starts with, Spanish translation?
Zip code over, and I don't remember the age, but I think we start them at 35 or 30. Just because my preference is B2B. I don't want the PTA mom. PTA mom's a headache.
Of course.
So I don't really want that. What I'm looking for is the.
So is he only targeting male?
No.
But he's business.
But he's no. We don't. There's no targeting beyond age and zip code.
I'd love for us to look at his media account.
Yep.
My intuition is that there's a lot there. That $bucks a month in a small area, you could do damage.
We do. I don't know what I'm.
Correct. I know exactly what's happened, brother.
Yeah.
It comes in bursts too.
And you're feeling good about it enough, but you don't know. I used to think Burger King was good enough until I had like a real steak.
Yeah.
So like,
and I used to run the Google ads for my security software company, and we spent a lot.
Money.
We were spending.
Yeah, and that was intent marketing, not branding.
Yeah.
So it was a different game.
Exactly.
It was sales.
What I notice a lot of also is I can't convince you to buy a sign.
No.
Like I may
you
be
have
able
to be
convince
in market. That's right. That's right.
But if I'm in your face all
Correct.
the time.
You could convince me to consider a sign that I didn't know I even needed if you talk broad enough about all the things you got going on. That I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
That I would say is, I got one for you. Please take a note of this mentally or team.
Good.
I've got a really good one for you. This has a lot to do with why we're getting a new sign. Like, we have figured out local advertising with Wine Library, with exactly what I'm gonna do for you. And like really have figured it out.
Yeah.
Like there's a text from Brandon from 5 Saturdays ago at 9:01 a.m. that says, I haven't seen, literally quote, this is the craziest thing I've seen in 25 years. Because there was like 100 customers in the store at 9 a.m. We usually have 4 for the first hour because everyone sleeps in.
Yeah.
So, where was I going? Oh, so now that we because it's a 75% internet company. But now that we figured that out, I'm like, all right, we got to kind of fucking care about the store again. Like it's really been really weirdly secondary. It's been like a warehouse infrastructure more than like a store, even though it's a beautiful store, as you saw.
Yeah.
So now I'm focusing on everything, like landscaping, the signage, everything. It looks like we're going out of business with all that signage. So I'm excited. I'm very happy for my dad. But where I was going with that is, one of the reasons I'm doing that is through the years of having meetings with Walmart or Best Buy or GameStop. Like, this can make sense to everyone, but like it really fucking matters, the outside aesthetic of your store. It's like it's like fashion.
Yeah.
So I think you should find this is a fun one. I think you should find tons of articles on the internet that talk about the value of freshening up or good signage on conversion to in-store traffic. Like literally I would type in better sign in in-store, and then green screen. Hey, have you had the same sign? Have you had the same window signs? Have you had the same buy 2, get 2 free banner on your pole for 9 years? Everybody's driving by the fucking,
LA.
Well, I'm trying to think of the secondary, but nonetheless.
Jericho.
The Jericho, they've seen the same sign, they've tuned it out.
Yeah.
You gotta refresh it.
Yeah.
So, like this article says, if you change your core offering on your main outdoor advertising, every quarter, your business goes up 31%. I'm the Long Island sign guy. That can crush. That's convincing someone. That would convince That's someone. Why Brandon and Jeff are texting you probably right now, because not only did I was like sign, but when I came over, the signs they have on the windows, they're signs from our distributors just because they wanted to put them on. It's bad for us. They're wines and liquor that we make no money on.
Yeah.
And so like, let's make our own signs.
And those signs are not expensive. Yeah, absolutely.
So
that is,
I think you should do a lot of that. Outside aesthetic conversion, there's unlimited articles and blog posts that have been written in the last 20 years that are on the internet. You have to get very good at search. You probably want to use AI a little bit, ChatGPT, how to find. But like those green screens, like that pitch I just made, that's how you convince someone who's like, wait a minute, we have had the same fucking banner, like lobster this Friday night on sale for the last 6 years, and it's got stains all over it. It's a piece of shit. That.
We just redid the Lazy Lobster for the exact same reason.
I think, or did you know that if you hang a banner under your core sign on your business, and obviously town, I get it, but like that, you don't have to worry about that. That, I think if you start talking about, and by the way, you want to talk about poking on a zit, every local business is getting annihilated on in-store traffic. Yeah. Every restaurant, every store, it's all Postmates and Uber Eats and .com. Yeah. There's not a fucking person that owns a store right now of any kind that isn't stressed. That customer count is down from the year before and the year before and the year before. And so if you're a fucking nail salon and you see that and you're like sitting on your fucking desk waiting for people to come in and you look at your window and you're like, I've had that same fucking sign of a girl with some nails on it being like, open now for fucking 9 years. I would pound that. You could also talk about like, hey guys, it's Long Island Sign. A big thing that you guys don't know is I was in internet marketing for 20 years. So now you're talking a little bit about your marketing. Now you hit them back with like, look at what happens if you do that. I think you could crush that. That's a whole genre. Like what this is what we're doing right now is strategy.
Yep.
And like that one strategy, like actually spending 30 minutes, because in the beginning you'll find a bunch of articles and then you have to go deeper into it out. I would do that.
All day.
Those green screen. But again, notice how I broke down those two.
Yeah.
Like it's real business.
You're really talking to the business owners.
Yeah. I'm not even going for awareness. I'm going for like the fucking guy who knows, the gal that knows, like she's down 100 customers a month from last year, and she knows why. Because even though she's in a good strip mall, people are ordering fucking delivery.
The guys that are super on Long Island, the guys that are making it now are the ones that are, they're building their businesses around the new norm. So in other words, they're not, like restaurants are not opening up and building out a restaurant that's huge. They're taking old restaurants that are smaller and redoing them and using a different, like roast goes in, they keep looking for old locations, and they've got this really small, so they take a lot of inbound, they don't pay for a lot of seating, and they've got this back, and they've got their back for their food, and they're used to a lot of people coming in and out, and those are the guys that really seem to be adding more and more and more.
It's all ghost kitchens.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, the middle's gone. It's delivery and super premium.
Yeah.
You got to get me out of my fucking house. We're all, like, people think people are lonely now. We're gonna be in fucking pods and VR and never move.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you can really attack that. I think it's, by the way, I also think it's gonna work for them. It feels nice for them to buy a $1,000 sign and actually has $8,000 in value for them that year.
Yeah.
Hey, we started using AI for design work.
Nice.
And so I need a barbershop and I have a design, and we put up an AI picture for an AI generated picture for a barber. It's an amazing looking picture, really clean, crisp on the side of the building. And literally, the guy 2 days later, he's like, people are sitting at the light and walking in and commenting on those pictures.
Of course.
He's like, this is ridiculous.
The amount of time it saves.
The sign that we're gonna put on the Milburn Avenue sign, not the main, that fucking Walgreens across the street is busy all the time. It's a blank building right now. And we assume that everybody knows this because we've been there for 20 years. It's not how humans work.
No, they forgot since last.
By the way, the amount of people that are about to come into that store, one of the biggest mistakes I made in my career in that store was not put the underlining level of beer, food. Like, the amount of people that walk into wine, I'd be like, oh, you have beer? You know, so
Lost
like,
that sale.
shit, I gotta go to this. All right.
So what do you think about the thing that you said about if you want to work with brands, make a free ad for them? Like, what do you think about reviewing signs for local businesses that he wants to work with?
Here's what I think. I think that I have to do this meeting, that you guys should jam on that, and I enjoyed this so much, and I'm so grateful actually that we'll allocate even more time with me. We'll do this again. I'll find a little more time soon.
Perfect.
This is too fun for me.
Thank you.
And I'm really, really grateful.
Hey everybody, I wanted to say that a new book is coming. The follow-up to Jab, 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 Right Hook, originally called Jab, 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 Left Hook, but I finally captured what I've been doing for the last 20 years as an entrepreneur, as a creator and influencer, as an operator of a marketing company that works with Fortune 5,000, 500 companies, and really the punchline of what I'm seeing in society, which is day trading attention, how to actually build brand and sales in the new social media world. I'm really proud of this book. When I read it, and some of you follow my social enough to see the clips, when I read it in studio, it got so deep, it goes so detailed. It goes macro and micro, as I like to roll. And so if you've not picked up a copy yet, go to GaryVee.com/DTA, which stands for Day Trading Attention. I have a feeling that this book, much like Jab, 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 Right Hook, literally got an email, they just read it, it's 10 years ago. The updated version of the marketing manual for your marketing team. Definitely if you're a social media person that runs your stuff, you need to get a book for them. And definitely the marketers in Fortune 500 for your staff, and the entrepreneurs and creators and influencers who are trying to build something for themselves. So proud of it. Hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed putting it together. The manual that we are going to give to everybody when they join VaynerMedia to read, and hopefully the manual to the modern marketing world, and especially social media first world. Day Trading Attention out this May 2024. Pre-order your copy now.